Serious nerds and gig lovers, this episode I have for you another posty-punky gothy kind of, very cool. I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this one. I want to introduce you to Scott of Black Rain Band. Local, awesome, totally cool. Hi Scott, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you, Kirsty. I've got a rather fine, nice glass of red wine here, and all is
Chin
good.
chin. Chin chin, I'm on the
Chin chin.
gin. You decided to see, this is it when my guests come on, so most of them know to bring a drink with them. We know what
Of
we're in
course,
for.
yeah. You need to have a glass of red wine with you.
Well, you don't know me at all anyway. Not at all.
Wow. Well, I do. I've known you a long time.
Spoil the magic, man. There's a lot of story here. You're going to
There
enjoy
is.
this one. There is a lot of story. So I wanted to bring you on because obviously I actually broke a rule of this because normally I try and just sort of break up my bands and don't have two similar genres near each other. And I had Vision Video on last, and then me and you went to see Vision Video, didn't we?
We did.
And
Very good gig.
very, 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 very good gig. It was as good as I hoped, if not better. And it was really cool to catch up with you because I haven't seen you for a very long time. And
No, many years. But that gig was probably one of the best gigs I think I went to this year. Better than I thought it was going to be fair.
good. That's what I like to hear.
So yeah, I really did enjoy that gig. It was a good one.
It was a
Good
very good
band.
show. Good
Good band.
band. Very
Went
much.
up went up in my estimation, they did. So
I
that's a
like
good sign.
that. I was
That's a
going to
good
say
sign.
because there's so many bands you go and see live now. I think sometimes, and you go, oh
That was a
God,
letdown.
yeah,
Yeah, because so many bands can't do it live. They can do it in a studio, but then they can't then transfer that from a studio to a live environment. And I thought Vision Video absolutely nailed that live environment. I
yes.
thought it just had that little bit more edge than what was recorded, and it just worked. Um, yeah, that was a good gig. Me and you stood at the front.
We were right at the front. I was right at the front. You were even further at the front, and that got noticed. Dusty did go spotted you at the front. Yeah, to you, didn't
Yep,
he?
you
Yeah,
did.
it
Yeah,
did.
that was a good one.
Excellent show. So I want to bring something up because I actually I saw you post the advert for this band asking for members, and I couldn't reply to it.
About 2 years ago, yes.
Yeah, because you're the goddamn bass player. So I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
damn.
I remember that, yes. So I took a break, 25-year break. I mean, I've always been in the music scene when I was younger. Started when I was about 14, 15, and stepped out when I was in my early 20s. So I've literally taken about a 25-year break from the music scene. Started again about 2 years ago. So Black Rain's about 18 months old now, which is rather scary. Similar for Josh. Josh has been out for about 10 years. He's a little bit younger than me. He was in bands that were pushing to get signed, almost making it, and then didn't quite. And then he took about a 10-year break. And then Mick, as all drummers, he's just never stopped playing. I mean, Mick has literally been playing drums in various punk bands since I think about 1983, 1984. He's not stopped. I remember sitting in Otto next door to the bunker, and I took a picture, and on the back of the wall there was a flyer for a gig by the Pink Flamingos in 1984, and he sent a message back on, "Oh yeah, mate, I was at that gig," and I'm like, "Mick, I was five." But he literally has not stopped playing. So credit to the bloke for that. But I think that's just drummers in general are a bit weird like that. That they never stop playing and they're always in like a million bands.
It's because
But
they're
yeah,
so demand.
they
You
are.
look for a drummer, you find a good drummer, and you'll find
They're
them in
like
three or
gold
four
dust.
bands. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we're lucky Mick's only in us at the moment, which is great. He was in other when he joined. He was in multiple other bands, and he's just knocked them on the head and stuck with us.
That
Um,
good?
but yeah, it's been good. So I've enjoyed that. But no, it's just nice to be back making music again. I look back and I think, why the hell did I take such a long break? I really don't know.
I
Um,
wanted to know that. I want to know why, as somebody who's left the music industry and stuff and come back in it, why have you done it?
I
Why are
think
you crazy enough?
I think the first time round, I put so much into it, Kirsty, that when it didn't happen, I got so disaffected with the politics behind the music industry, etc., that I just wanted to remove myself entirely from it.
Yeah.
So I'll go back. Me and Dave Neverson, we were in a band called Remus, so like a punky pop band, not pop punk band almost. And after that, we started making really left of field dance music. Got quite successful, multiple national press, etc. Bloody Radio One, John Peel playing us. There's a story behind that. I'll tell you. I'll tell you a bit.
Yes,
But yeah,
please.
John Kennedy, who ended up at Radio One, he playlisted us down on XFM. So we had like really big players in the industry chasing after us, and I mean we had XL Records chasing after us, which was nuts. Head of A&R from XL found out it was my birthday and somehow knocked on the door. This giant box full of CDs has rocked up. I'm like,
Yes.
where the hell are these come from? It was like the entire XL back catalogue. I'm like, wow. But then I got a job as a teacher. Dave got a job as a taxman, and the money that they were talking about was pennies. It really was. It just was not viable to be a musician full time. So we basically knocked it on the head. And I think that really hurt me. So I then just moved it to one side and stepped out of it. I think Josh was very similar position to me. And Mick, as I say, is just Mick's just nuts. He's just still playing drums forever. So yeah, that's why I think I took a big long break. Which yeah,
It's weird when you come back, isn't it? And you think,
it
why did I do it? Why
it
did it?
is.
Why?
But
How?
what's nice is I've come back without that pressure of trying to make it. We're just doing it for fun now. And the crazy thing is, we're having more success this time round than any time in point in our first time round. And instead of playing a crowds full of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 people, we're playing a crowds of hundreds of people, which is frankly nuts and a bit scary. It really is playing big proper festivals, etc. And that is just a bit crazy, especially when you're doing it not to get signed, not to make it, not to make money out of it, not to make a living out of it, just doing it as a side project, as a hobby almost. And that's quite nice because you don't have the pressures anymore that you were artificially putting on yourself when you were younger, when you're trying to make it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Um, there is no money in music now. You can't you can't make a living, a good living through music. It's very difficult to, shall we say, because of the way it's all set up now. But yeah, fair enough. We're having great fun doing what we're doing, and that's what we want to do. That's what we want to keep on doing.
And it's showing. It is showing. It's sort
Yeah,
of, and the success that you've had. I mean, what, you're 18 months in. I've seen, I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I've had loads of messages going, we've got a live show here, we've got a live show here. And have I not been able to admit, but you have so many live shows under your belts. You've had so many bigger shows starting to come up with so many bigger shows that you've played as well. And I think you played, was it Carp Nocturnum last year?
yeah.
As well?
Carpe. That was a crazy one. So we did our first gig at the bunker. I pestered Howard at Carpe Noctum. Says, look, there's our video, our first debut gig, and he offered us a gig. And our third ever gig was playing Carpe Noctum, which was just absolutely nuts. And then what was even crazier was in the crowd at that gig was Mary was Mick Gothic Fox, and the a pair of promoters who came up
Yes.
to us, Donna and Mike, lovely people, and they saw us at that first gig, and they basically offered us a gig for the following year playing Corrosion Festival, which is one of the biggest goth festivals in the UK.
Yes.
And that was nuts. That's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, massive respect to Howard because he opened up so many doors for us by taking a punt on us.
Yes.
Absolutely lovely, lovely man. Been putting on bands and DJing at Carpe Noctum for literally decades. But yeah, without him taking a punt and taking a risk on us, we probably would not be where we are now. Because that first gig at Carpe Noctum opened up so many doors. It was absolutely unreal because we could say, well, we've just played Carpe Noctum, and other promoters are like, yes, we'll take you because of that.
Yes.
Uh,
Which is huge, but it's also really important because this is what it's about. It's about playing maybe one gig that opens a door, 100
yeah,
doors for you.
yeah,
But you sometimes have to play hundreds of gigs before that one gig comes up. And it seems that you guys, I think what's beautiful about Black Rain is the style that you've got. Like, I think we'd had this little bit discussion a little bit before. It's not that common either now, or it's
no,
not that
no,
common in either Northeast England or in sort of the UK at the moment. I think it's gone very very industrial. I think the goth scene at the moment's gone quite industrial, quite sort of more EBM kind
Yeah,
of
more
way.
electronic based, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
And that I love, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of all that stuff. But what you're bringing out from the Northeast is quite rare. So to be able to be snapped up by a lot of these promoters that are, and you'd be surprised once you dig into the goth scene, you'd be surprised how many really cool promoters and really cool festivals there are.
Yeah, there
Um,
are.
that's just incredible. Especially how 18 months. Some people have been in bands 5, 6, 7 years and are not
Yeah.
having the success that you're getting. Part of that is down to you because you're absolutely tenacious. You will just say, "I want this. Can I have this?
Yeah,
Can we
I
do
mean,
this?"
there's that saying, "Shy Burns getting out." I'm not afraid just to call somebody up and go, "I want a gig, please," and I'll hound them. I will absolutely hound them until they give me a gig, in a very professional way. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, Kirsty, because I think you can, because my background in management in teaching, you can almost take some of that skill set and apply it to this role.
Yes,
Because in some ways, running a independent band, it is a second job, isn't it? Um,
exactly.
it really is. I mean, I don't even want to think how many hours a week I invest into Black Rain, but it is a second job, and I
Yes,
do it because I enjoy it. Um, yeah, I mean, there must be at least 20, 25 hours that I put into Black Rain on a weekly basis, I think, just in terms of organizing things, social media. I mean, I had to relearn. I mean, where of the generation are we, Kirsty, where MySpace, that was it, wasn't it?
that was it.
MySpace and MSN Messenger. And that was
Yes,
pretty much social media back when
yes,
we were younger. Um, and then I've had to learn how to use things like Instagram, how to use things like Facebook properly. I'm still learning how to use TikTok. I'm not quite got my head around that. It still confuses the hell out of me.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I
I
don't get it.
really do not get TikTok. I will eventually get my head around it, but apparently that's the way forward. So I am trying to learn how to use TikTok and failing. But yeah, so learning how to use social media was so important because that's how bands promote themselves these days.
Yes, it
It's
is.
it's it's not the poster on the pub wall anymore. It's not handing out the flyer in the street. It's via social media, which is interesting. Um, things like booking gigs. I mean, that takes a heck of a lot of time. I mean, I've got a spreadsheet open here on the computer, Kirsty. I've worked out we did thus far this since we were started as a band, we've done 24 gigs.
24.
24 gigs. And this year alone, we've done 12 already.
And we're what? Just over halfway through.
Yeah. I mean, we are going to have a quieter end to the year because Josh is about to become a dad next week. So
Oh,
we are having a quieter back end of the year. But yeah,
congratulations, Josh.
yes. And yeah, I mean, I'm already starting to book gigs in for 2026. I've
It's
got my
insane.
spreadsheet open here with bits in green saying these gigs are confirmed for 2026, bits in amber saying I need to chase these promoters up, but they've expressed an interest. And I mean, I've only got 5 booked in for next year with another 12 possibles. It's I mean, yeah, that takes a heck of a lot of time doing that. Um, so booking in gigs has been interesting.
I can
Uh,
imagine that's not an easy thing to do. From somebody who used to do it the other way around, I
yeah,
used to have an input with that. Not myself personally. I wouldn't ever want to. I've actually thought about this. Would I actually be able to manage that side of it, organizational wise? Myself is not the best. But you're very you are. I mean, that press pack. Just to go back to your organization skills and what you were saying about transferable skills in managing an independent band.
yeah.
That press pack that I got from Black Rain. I've seen a lot of press packs in my time. A lot of press packs. It was insane. It was
It's about
everything.
making a professional job, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Josh always says we put our best foot forward, which we always try to. I mean, our vinyl that we put out, which is now sold out. I mean,
Yes.
stupidly, get this, we put a limited edition vinyl out. I don't have a bloody copy.
Did you not do yourself one?
They've sold out.
But you're supposed to keep some for yourself,
Well,
honey.
we didn't, did we?
You numpty.
So there's no. Oh, I don't have a copy. Josh doesn't have a copy. Mick doesn't have. We sold our own bloody copies.
I mean, I mean, I mean, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I want to
That's
call
us
you
being
all the nuggets.
idiots.
I was gonna say I want to call you all the nuggets under the sun, but
But
at the
yeah,
same time, you made that money and you sold them, which is good.
yeah. I mean I mean, yeah. I mean, for example, that vinyl record. I think I put about we'll be getting on close to 100 hours into making the design for that, to sort the
Yes.
artwork out and the booklets, etc. with that. Because we always want to, you've got one chance to make an impression and you have to make the right impression. So we're very keen on that, of whatever we put out is the very best that we can do. We're not interested in putting something out that's half-assed. It has to
Yes.
be right. Because I think all three of us, both Nick, Josh, and myself, I think we're all a little bit OCD in that it has to be right. We don't want to put something out that's we're going to look back on in 6 months and go, I wish we didn't do that.
But
But
that's
yeah.
why it's working. And that is
Oh,
why
thank
you
you.
are seeing the success you are, because you're diligent at what you're doing. And I think what people don't realize is nowadays, particularly if you run an independent band, it is all on your head. And if
Oh,
you,
yeah.
when you're not an independent band and you are owned by a record label, that record label then has veto over what artwork goes out. So
Exactly.
you could end up with an album cover that you don't like because the record label has gone, right, well, you didn't get your artwork to me by said date, and we just decided we're just going to stick
So
an
our
elephant in front of
album
it.
cover, Kirsty, I'm laughing about that. So I was in Independent one night. I think we were actually playing.
Is that still
Um,
open?
oh yeah, Independent's still open, and the venue owner, the promoter Ben, had some purple lighting on the stage. It was really early in the night, nobody's about. I thought, well, that was quite interesting. So I'll go over with my phone and just take a picture of the stage. And Ben's like, Scott, what the hell are you doing, mate? As I'm taking multiple pictures of the stage with this purple lighting on, and the album cover, that
Yes.
is the stage of Independent,
No
with my
way.
phone about 6 inches above the
Oh
stage
my
floor.
God. Oh my God. I love that. Because that is such a heritage place as well for
Oh
Southern
yeah,
Independent. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that was kind of special. So I'll always remember that night with Ben going, "What the hell are you doing, mate?" I was like, I want that. That's the album cover."
That's it. I'm
Yeah.
doing that. But then that means more now. So because I do have international viewers, I do have American viewers, and I do have, continental viewers as well, European viewers. Independent is a club as it's moved, I think, from what
It
I
has.
know
So
as
it used to be
independent.
over the road when we were younger, Kirsty. It used to be over the road upstairs,
Yes.
and then it moved. So it was Bar 36, and then it turned into Independent, and then it
Yes.
moved back over the road next
To
to
where
Joseph's Toy Shop.
yes, yes, yes. Yes.
So we remember it as Independent and Bar 36 when it was over the road up those really steep stairs.
I got a month ban from Bar 36 once for throwing up on myself outside being drunk. There you go. There's a story for years and a half. So I know
Oh,
that bar very, very well. So it was Bar 36 and Independent. Independent used to have some really cool bands on.
they
I remember
did.
Snow
Snow Patrol,
Patrol
Block Party.
played,
Yeah,
yeah, Block Party.
yeah.
A Pop to a Berserk played there once.
Really?
Yes, I photographed
Wow.
it. Yeah. Goth Minister played there
Uh-huh.
once as well. When they so what they did was with Bar 36, it used to have two rooms, and
It did,
they
yeah.
had a
A
stage at one
pool
end.
room that
Yeah,
had the
yeah,
world's worst pool table in because it was
yeah,
on an angle like that, was
yeah.
impossible to play on.
Although if you were picked the right side, it wasn't. You
Yep,
were,
yeah, true.
yeah, you just had to know who you were playing against. And the worst toilets, they were pretty
Mm.
bad. Yeah, we can say that now. It's gone
You
and it's
had to
moved.
literally tiptoe in. You had to pull your trousers up and tiptoe in because oh god, they were minging.
But it
They
was the
were
coolest club.
absolutely minging them.
It's the coolest. Tell you a true story. When I was in shopping, there was a toilet that had a double toilet in it. There you go. There's something I've never seen in the UK. I've
That's
lowered the
new.
tone of you. I've lowered the tone of your interview.
You
Come on,
have.
we'll get back on track.
You
So
have.
back to Independent. So your album cover
Is
is
the stage of Independent
Independent. There you
under a
go.
purple light.
Could it get any more cooler?
And whenever I go in and watch a band in there, I can spot the point of the stage, which is our album cover.
I love it. I love
So
it.
if he ever gets a new stage, I'm stealing that piece of wood because that was our album cover.
Go on with the little
So,
little jigsaw
yeah,
and cut it.
yeah, just literally just get a jigsaw and just cut it out as a plan. So yeah,
That's so cool. I mean, when like you're saying about managing and doing it from scratch, are you doing it the whole band? Are you doing it yourself? Is it the whole band input? Are you the one that's managing doing
no,
most of
we
the
all
artwork?
have input. I've taken over role in terms of management and booking gigs, etc.
Shock.
But we do have. It's not just a one-man show. We all do have input into it. It's everyone has a vote into what we do, etc. In terms of songwriting, it tends to be me and Josh who do the bulk of the lyric and songwriting. We then bring it to the table, and then we'll make it sound totally different. So I've just sent a song over to Josh last night, and I can guarantee when it comes to the rehearsal room, it'll be very different to what I've given him, and vice versa. It tends to work quite well like that. What's nice for me is this is the first band I've been in where I've been able to be an active songwriter,
Cool.
which is nice. You can always, I think, you can always tell the songs I've wrote because I write them on bass, where Josh writes his songs on guitar. So I think you can. There are subtle differences, I think, between how Josh and I write songs. He always says my lyrics really sound like I need a hug because they're really quite macabre and down, shall we say. But yeah, that's been quite nice. Streaming platforms, Kirsty, that's been a massive shift from when I was first in a band. I mean, things like Spotify
Yes.
didn't exist,
No.
did not exist. So
No.
learning how to use that. I mean, we've done this totally back to front. We should never have released an album, but we've never been about making money. We've just now figured out that the way to crack a streaming platform is not to release an album, is to release a single, then a month later another single, then a month later another single, and do it like right, just drip feed it. But we didn't want to do that, so we just released an entire album on mass onto the streaming platform. But yeah, learning how streaming platforms work, that was an interesting process. Things like designing your own merch. I mean,
Yes.
that's went down really well. The amount of t-shirts we've had to print, absolutely crazy. People have liked our t-shirts, shall we say? The Black Rain Too Got to Be Too Got to Be Punk, Too Punk to Be Goth t-shirt
Yes.
really has seemed to have captured the imagination of people.
Yes, it's a great tagline, and it's true. If you listen to the music, it's true. There's nothing true about it. Anyway, by the way, I want a t-shirt. I'll be in touch. But the tagline that you have, because I've wrote this down here, right? Too goth to be punk, too punk to be goth, could not be any more accurate for what you've released.
Well, that came from an early gig review. So that must have come about 2 or 3 months after our first gig. In one, I think it was maybe Dirge magazine. Somebody did a review of us and made the comment that we were too goth to be punk, too punk to be goth. And we're sitting there early on in our days as a band trying to define ourselves, trying to come up with what we're about. And I was like, you know what? That pretty much sums us up pretty well, doesn't it? We're a very hard band to define in terms of style. I think because we've all got such different influences that merge together in a melting pot to make what we're doing now. I think, yeah, it's we've got almost a foot in the camp of goth and a foot in the camp of punk, and it emerges together quite well. I think the goths almost think we're a bit too punk, and the punks almost think we're a bit too goth, and we're almost sit in the middle there, don't we? So I think we really appeal to the fans of who like both punk and goth because we're almost in that right in that middle there, aren't we? I mean, Mick comes from a very much a punk background, and you can hear that on the way he drums. I mean, the bloke's 60 and he belts the living hell out of that drum
Yes.
kit.
Yeah.
And you can really, I mean, I think it's him that gives us that edge when we play live. Because yeah, you can have electronic drums, etc. when you're playing, but I don't think there's anything quite what would replicate a real live drummer. And I think he gives us a real edge when we play live. Josh has got a much more modern influence on post punk. Things like the editors, things like Istist and Interpol, etc. That's his. He's a little bit younger than us, than me and Mick. So Josh is in his 30s, and he really likes that almost second wave of post punk bands, if so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
And me because I'm an old fart. I like that classic post punk, don't I? I like the stuff. I mean that if I think of bands that really define my music taste with things like Bauhaus, with things like the Sisters, etc., Banshees, the Cure, the Smiths, the Chameleons,
Yes.
Joy Division. Somebody came up with a really apt description of my bass playing style. They said I was a mixture of Peter Hook and Lemmy. So I was like, I'll take that, mate. Thank you.
I can see that actually now you said it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've never thought of myself like that, but yeah, but apparently Peter Hook and Lemmy I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Bit of Motorhead, bit of Joy Division. So yeah, so that's interesting. But also I've got other influences for me that are not punk related that almost precede the punk if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So things like Lou Reed, things like the Velvet Underground, things like Television and Noi, these bands that almost turned into punk. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Noi.
Yeah, yeah.
That German Kreut rock. I mean, it's literally it's long car driving music, just so repetitive. I mean, you can see where Kraftwerk got their influences from, etc. But no, stuff like that really influenced me when I was younger. In terms of songwriting, I think probably less so as a bass player, but definitely as a songwriter. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've always been a music person. I mean, I used to DJ when I was younger, didn't I? In my
Yes.
late teens, early 20s. Um,
I
do
used to go
laugh.
to your club.
I know you
Yes.
did, yes. Yeah, I mean, look, I look back with fond memories to that. DJing in a metal club, me playing the Bloody Smiths. I mean,
Yes.
that was nuts. Yeah, and Oddie, wherever he is now in the world, bless him, he'd give us an hour and off I'd go playing whatever the hell I wanted. And would I play a request? No,
No.
go away. I'm not playing a
Would you play the
request.
10-minute version of Temple of Love? Yes.
Yes, because I
Yes.
want to go up and dance. I was the world's worst DJ.
No,
I
you weren't.
really was. Oh, I
You
was.
weren't.
I was. I was the world's worst. I was a very selfish DJ. I just played
I
music for me.
I can think of
Um,
worse.
but I would play the 10-minute version of Temple of Love because I wanted to get up and dance. And yeah,
Yes.
so what?
Yeah, it was
um,
it was the highlight of when I used to go out clubbing. Bearing in mind, I loved everything, but I was predominantly goth at that
mhm.
time, and I was trying to find my little way in the little goth world. And then I would come out, and it would be, I think we used to go. So Chambers was one of
Chambers,
them, and
yeah.
then Baroque later
Annabelle's,
on, Annabelle's, um,
Pizzazz.
Pizzazz.
So
Oh God,
I think that rock night went from, let me get this right, from that warehouse over the river, which I can't remember the name of. Bonded
Manakee,
where no,
Bondo,
no,
bonded, yeah,
bonded
no,
to Annabelle's to Pizzazz to Chambers. And it might have ended up at the Marquee at some point.
it was at the
But
Manakee, yes.
yeah. But no, it was, I mean, they were great years. Um, Absolutely great years. I look back fondly on that. And yeah, but I mean, DJing in a club like that has obviously had influences on me because you get exposed to such a wide range of music, don't you?
Yes,
And yeah, that was good. That was good. Um,
to be in a club, because I think this is one of the things that is missing out now and streaming has taken away from.
yeah.
I think to be in a club and to hear a variety of tunes from beginning to end, to go from the goth through to Sepultura, I remember Roots being on a few times, to
Yeah.
then like a bit of Rammstein, to then, you'd end up on the dance floor at the very end of the show listening to the Led Zeppelin. Or
Can you remember New Year's Eve?
which one? No, probably not.
New
No.
Year's Eve, I think it was 2002. There was a power cut in Chambers and it knocked all the power out. And the only speaker that was working was this tiny little monitor in the DJ booth. So
Yeah.
we turned it around and we played Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Everyone sat on the floor. It was before the smoking ban. Everyone sat on the floor with the lighters in the air. The doorman come fleeing up the stairs, expecting there to be absolute chaos. And there's like 150 people sat on the floor with the lighters in the air, listening to Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
Oh God, I think I do remember that. I remember sitting on the
I mean,
floor.
that was an interesting night. I mean,
Oh my
that was the
God.
night John and I bought in. He bought a bottle of rum, I bought a whiskey, and by then the night we drank them both. And I remember Big John, one of the doormen, come up and was going, "Are you okay, mate?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." Just you play the same song 3 times in a row.
None of us had noticed. Wasn't there an absinthe incident once at one of our nights as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That one. And we're swiftly moving on. So DJing, I think this is one of the things that comes out as well. And I think this is one of the things why Black Rain has been successful, because you have such a wide influence. Yes, you have like the original sort of goth influences there, and you can hear the punk, you can hear the post-punk. Things, there's a little bit of a tiny vibe. Obviously, it is more, I feel it's more gothy, but I think that's just appealing to more my gothy love of stuff, but there's a little bit of like Spirit Destiny in there as well. There's a bit Yeah, like Theatre of Hate. No, that's pretty much the same thing.
We've
I love
we've
Kurt
been. I
Manor.
think the best comparison somebody came up with was that when they described us as an angry version of the Chameleons,
Yes.
which I can definitely see. I mean, I saw them the Chameleons at Pop Records a couple of weeks back, and yeah, I can definitely see that description. Where imagine the Chameleons if they were really pissed off. That's what we kind of sound like.
Yes.
A heavy version of the Chameleons. And I think that's actually a lot down to Josh's guitar playing. I was stood there in the crowd watching the guitars and thinking, yeah, that's I can see Josh what he's doing there. So yeah, interesting.
Do you think, and this is slightly off track, but do you think being in the Sunderland scene is helping? Because I haven't come back to the Sunderland scene fully yet, and for good reason. I'm very
Mm.
nervous about doing so. But do you think that the Sunderland scene, as it is, become a music city, do you think that is a key factor in you doing well? Do you think like the Bunker
Yes,
and Pop Rex?
yeah.
Yeah.
So when we first formed as band, we were looking at where we're going to rehearse, and I said we need to rehearse in Sunderland at the Bunker because there was a ready-made scene there. Um, I mean, I'm of the generation where I can trace the roots back, Kirsty. I can look back to the late 90s, early 2000s, and you can see all the roots from Music City come back to those points there. There was
Yes.
a gent called James McMahon, who's now sadly passed away, bless him.
Yes.
And he was running band nights in the Royalty Pub called Club Boyota. And the
Mhm.
bands he was putting on there, it was the likes of nothing we've ever seen before in Sunderland. He brought a collective, a scene together in Sunderland out of nothing. And those people at those early gigs are the people that were behind the Music City bid.
Yes.
Those people behind at those early gigs are the people running the venues now. Those people at those early gigs are the people running, are the people being DJs now, etc., and running venues. So you can really trace all of the current success and current strength in the Southern music scene back to the late 90s, early 2000s. Um, and those gigs that James was putting on there.
Mhm.
It was the likes that we'd never seen it before. I remember being 19, 20 and being exposed to things there that like a fanzine. What was a fanzine?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I mean, and then the ever present thing I think has been the bunker. The
Yes.
bunker has been in its current location in Stockton Road since about 1983, 1984, I think it was.
Yes.
And it's changed somewhat. I
Good.
remember going there in my late teens in the late 90s, 96, 97, etc. It was a very punk rock and roll place, shall we say.
Yes.
You'd walk in, there'd be drug paraphernalia on the floor. Um, it was then purchased by Kenny in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he's made it a lot more professional. It is now a proper rehearsal space, a proper recording studio, but it has maintained its punk rock, do it yourself roots. It's maintained the same ethos, but it's just made it professional and suitable for young people to go into. I mean, the amount of young people that come through the bunker on a yearly basis, having their first guitar lesson there, etc., having the first drum lesson there is unreal. The amount of opportunities it provides to young people is off the ups. It's off the charts, Kirsty. I mean, the guidance, the nurture that place provides for young people is second to none. It's making the musicians of that are going to be gigging in the next 10 years,
Yes.
if that makes sense. So those
Yes.
12, 13, 14-year-olds are going up there for drum lessons and guitar lessons and singing lessons. They'll be the next people that will be seeing in 10 years time gigging, which is great. So hats off to them. I mean, it's where we rehearse. It's we class it as our home venue. I mean, we did our 1 year anniversary gig there. So in March this year, we did our 1 year anniversary gig, and we were always going to do it there because it's such a special place to us. Sold it out and then a bit more. The
Squish some more in.
capacity, well, let's just say the capacity of the bunker was 45, and we ended with 75 people in there. I
Okay.
made the mistake of leaning up against the wall in the night, and the wall was wet.
Ah.
Um, I
Okay.
mean, it was one of those gigs that just worked absolutely amazing. I mean, there was Claudia playing, a local riot girl punk band,
Yes.
who were absolutely great. There was Social Youth Cult, and then us, and it just worked. Um, Absolutely packed to the rafters. I mean, there was one point during our gig, Josh had to stop and say, "Can everyone move forward, please?" Because there's about 20 people outside in the corridor who can't actually get in. So that was interesting. And what's good is the second half of our album, so the last four songs, were recorded from that gig. So the last four songs are live recordings from that 1 year anniversary gig. So the guy who recorded our album, Phil Jackson, also happened that night to be doing our sound. And obviously, I mean, Phil is an absolute genius.
Yes.
We consider him he is the fourth member of the band. And he absolutely nailed the sound. Like, couldn't have been better. So there were four songs that we had not recorded in the studio that we'd recorded live. Said, Phil, work your magic. And we took them on the back end of the album because you can't really tell they're live. They just sound a little bit angrier.
Yep.
But they're as good as the studio versions.
They sound, when I got the press pack and I had to listen to it, they sound like it would have been how it would have been recorded originally before digital processing. They sound 8-track.
A
They
bit raw,
sound,
yeah.
yeah, they sound raw, they sound ready, they sound just so good. And I really like that because your album it's produced really well. It's a very good sound.
Yeah, he's absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, it's fab. But to have them on the end and to have what would have, if you'd have been around in the 80s, this is what we would have sounded like.
Yeah, totally. So no, that was quite special. That so we did enjoy that. Really good gig. Probably is one of my favorite gigs I think we've done because it was on home ground. It was total low pressure. It's our home gig, and it was really really good. So we really enjoyed that. Certainly not the biggest gig we've played, but that doesn't matter. It was a really special gig to us.
It's not about that. It is about what's special, and it's about home turf sometimes, and it's about a home crowd, and it's about where you're sometimes if you're comfortable in a venue, you're going to play better because you're not stressing out about what you need to say. A little bit like this. I know I can pretty much say anything to you. I've known you that long. I'm not for once, I'm not so worried I'm going to say something majorly offensive or something.
No. Because I'll tell you bug off if you did.
I know you would. I lost. I'm actually really impressed seeing the Sunderland scene. And, like, for example, Social Youth Cult, who supported Vision Video, and seeing their Bauhausy Joy Division, but with their own kick to it.
Yeah,
I think seeing bands like that, like you said, Claudia, there's just so much else. There's a lot of witch pop starting to come out of Sunderland. There's a lot of really cool. I've even heard of some like dance stuff starting to come out of Sunderland, some different vibes of dance strains and stuff coming out of Sunderland. Then you've got the Future Heads who had Barry Hyde on, and then you've got sort of Franklin Heartstrings. It's had a very big indie scene for a very, very long time. Like you said, these are all connected, which has now become Music City. But to have all of these under the roof, I want to come back to something that you mentioned, the youth.
Yeah, now, they're the future. I mean, they're the ones who are pushing, and they're the important ones, I think, because they are the bands that are going to be playing in 10 years' time. So, I mean, the likes of Social Youth Club, they're young people. They're in their early 20s.
Yeah.
I think the oldest is possibly Holly. I think she may be 22.
To be young.
Oh, I know. But bands like, I mean, they've just finished the recording at the bunker with Phil Jackson. They asked me for advice, where do we go to record? Like, go to the bunker, record with Phil. They've absolutely loved it. But seeing bands like that really evolve. I remember seeing them about a year ago thinking, yeah, very Bauhaus-esque. And then just to see them grow over the last year and evolve and morph into their own sound is so nice to see. I mean, they're a really, really good band, good friends of ours, to be fair, because in this Northeast scene, there's not an awful lot of bands that are doing what we're doing.
No.
There really isn't. There's the likes of Social Youth Cult, who are Newcastle based but come to Sunderland to record, etc. There are ourselves. There's a band Teesside Way, Machina,
yes,
who are in that similar genre, so to speak. But that's basically it. There's not a lot else out there doing what we're doing in the Northeast, which is strange because the Northeast, that past industrial esque environment, I think breeds what we do so well.
Hmm.
It really does, and it's strange that there's not more dark, aggressive, post-punky goth punk bands out there
Seems
in
to
the
have
local scene.
gone too angry. I think we produce more,
Punk,
particularly yeah, punk and metal. It's
yes.
more.
I mean,
It's
Sunderland is renowned as being breeding ground for punk bands. I mean,
yeah.
we have, and I have to give these guys credit. Seal Bowl Records have literally taken us under their wing, and they're a punk record label, and we're like that dodgy third uncle removed who's dressed in black at the family event gathering, and they love us to bits, but we're totally different to anything else that they put on. But they accept us for what we are because we've got similar views and similar ideologies, that same DIY ethic, etc. And they're really good people. And yeah, we're totally different to anything else that is on their record label, but they'll still put us on. And yeah, I mean, credit to them, absolutely spot on people. I mean, they've given my band a hell of a lot of support, Black Rain over the last year and a half. They've given my daughter's band a hell of a lot of support. So my Hannah, she plays in a band called Trivia, who are a product of the Bunker, 14-year-old, a two-piece garage rock band, almost melodic punk rock and roll is the best way to describe them. Um, and the likes of the Bunker, the likes of Serial Ball Records, and the bands attached to the Serial Ball Records collective have supported them so much over the last year. It's been unreal. I mean, weeks ago they were up on supporting Slalom D, which is just absolutely nuts. I mean, Slalom D then went to go and play in front of 3,000 people at Rebellion Festival.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy. The week, 2 weeks before that, I think it was, they were playing at Diego's supporting Red London. Red
Yes.
London played to thousands of people when they go into Germany. I mean, Red London have been playing it since 1980 odd.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
absolutely amazing. So there's been a lot of bands locally that have that support young people in music and something, which is really good, really nice to see. So thank you and hats off to them
I
because
know.
they deserve a thank you.
Honestly, it's amazing. And I've seen some clips of Trivia because I haven't been able to see them live yet. And I think to see somebody so young having the confidence to get on stage, having the backing, having the support of the parent to get up on stage to do it. I mean, you're effectively managing two bands if you think about it.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, I try to keep myself out of Kirsty. All I am basically is a glorified taxi,
Yeah.
roadie, and chaperone. That's my job. I really do try and keep out of her as much as I can to let her do it her own. I'll occasionally tell her, Hannah, that sounds really good. Hannah, that sounds really crap. And that's about as much as it gets.
That's good.
Um,
That's what
but the bulk of it is just me transporting around, carrying heavy stuff, and being a chaperone because she's 14-year-old. And
yes.
that's it. Um, but yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, the local venues, those local gigs when she's been playing them, she doesn't need a chaperone because the you get looked after by the people there. I mean,
Yes.
if somebody did something, God help them, be killed.
This is something I wanted to talk about particularly with you. The whole how it's changed, how the revolution in the music industry has changed. Particularly, you're saying there we've got a young lady who's just reaching out into the music scene. Back when I was in the music industry, it was quite rough, and there was a lot of gatekeeping. And do you feel it's progressed? Do you feel it's completely different now?
I think I think there's still gatekeepers out there. I think especially so in the scene that we are in, this goth post-punk scene, I think it's very gate kept to some extent. Um, have we experienced it? Yes. Has it affected us? No. But I think the reason it's not affected us because we're three grown blokes. We're not going to be intimidated by some scrawny bloke saying, I'm more goth than thee. Yeah, mate, go and do one. Fair enough.
That's fine. Go lie in
um,
your
if,
coffin,
if
mate.
if you want to come and have a discussion, we'll come and have a discussion, and it's going to end one way, isn't it? So yeah, yes, I think it is very, very well. It's still gate kept to some extent, and that's wrong. Um, and we pick and choose. So where we've experienced gatekeeping when we were early on in our career, they can go do one. And when they ask us to play, no, we're not interested. Plays were fully booked up.
Because you weren't there
Um,
for us in the beginning. Exactly, yeah.
exactly. So there's people there. I mean, if the likes of Howard rang me up tomorrow and says, Scott, I'm stuck. I need a band, we'd be there for him.
Yes.
because he was there early days to go and support us. If the likes of Damien from Stripton Gate said, "Rang up Scott, I'm stuck, I need a band," we'd be there for him because he was there early days. Ben, Seal Hall Records, Scott, I'm stuck. No worries, because they were there first days to help us. There were others. No, you've got the wrong sound. Okay, mate. Go do one.
Yeah. Still the wrong sound, mate. It's not changed. We aren't going to get any different. I think this is something important when you're talking about youngsters coming into the music scene as well, because I think once you understand that and having a guide like yourself to know that there's always going to be somebody who's going to say, no, yeah, and just not let that affect you. I think that's really, really important. I think it's becoming more and more open, and I do see a very different industry now.
Jumping in there, so Hannah's just played a gig, female focus gig, Viva La Femme at the Bunker on Friday. So literally, what were we on a Sunday? So a couple of days ago, and it was all female acts.
Yes,
women focus acts, absolutely amazing. And I thought that was, I mean, I'm stood there thinking, you know what, this is so nice to see women taking the focus in music, because especially in the local scene, it's so male dominated.
Yes,
hugely. And that's wrong. I was talking to Ben from Sailboat Records. He was saying the exact same thing. Locally, all the punk bands are male dominated. There are very, very few women doing loud, aggressive, guitar-driven music, which is wrong. So no credit to that. That was. I think it's the tides are changing, shall we say?
It feels it. It feels a very different scene to have come back into myself from when I left. It was very male orientated. You know, I was only in my early 20s when I first joined the music industry, and you know, I was a photographer against 40 men in a pit. There'd be a couple of other, and it was 2 or 3 other women that were doing it who I'm still in touch with, and then it was all older men doing the live music photography. It was a very rare for somebody my age to be anywhere near the music industry. It feels very different now. It feels very young. It feels very fresh. It feels like everyone who's coming into it has a fair chance. There's a lot of new promoters around who aren't as gatekeeper, but have good, solid ethics, which I think is really important nowadays.
I think when we choose to work with somebody, we very much base it on, have they got the right ethics?
Yes.
Are they somebody that we want to work with? In a lot of cases, they are. In some cases, I don't really want to work with you, mate. I don't like the way you're going about things. No.
Yes.
Don't touch with a barge pole.
And slowly they're getting pushed more further and
further out. So, yeah.
I feel there is. It's always going to be there, always. But I feel it's becoming more, and I think I do need to make more chance to get through to Sunderland now, because obviously I don't live in Sunderland at the moment, to come through and sort of see more of it with my own eyes now, because I think from what I'm viewing from the outside, it's becoming more and more, trying to find the word for it. It is becoming more and more a scene. It's always been a scene, but it's becoming more and more together rather than fractions. And you know, somebody goes to this club, somebody does that, somebody plays at that venue. Oh, your band practiced at the Bunker. What, you know, you must be in this scene here, so therefore you're part of that collective. And you know what I'm talking about. It's always it's not.
So I mean, I think that's still there to some extent.
Okay,
it is. But you just have to rise above it, Kirsty. You just have to rise above it. I don't think it's as bad as what it used to be, but I think that is still there to some extent. Being on the ground and being turned down when we apply to play festivals because we're not from that city. Hell, that city's 50 miles south of us. Whippy do.
Okay. Yes, I hear you. So let's talk about things coming up that you have been booked for that are going to be, because there's some really good.
You need more gin, Kirsty.
No, because I have to go downstairs to get it, and we don't want to be. We don't want to be drunk on live.
You've not brought your bottle with you.
No, I'm not mixing drinks on stream. Like, I mean, I haven't drank for a few weeks. I'll have you know. Do you not think this gin glass is as big as my head anyway? Before we start, somebody even commented on the last little. Oh, shush you, shush my. I've got some Coca-Cola there to keep us semi before me gob goes. You know what I'm like if I get to. Upcoming shows. So, do you want about the venues in Sunderland? There is a new music venue which I haven't been to yet, called the Fire Station.
Wow.
Is it as good as I believe? Because I know Skingered play there. Is it better?
It is 800 capacity. Right. It is a touring level venue. It is must have a £2.5 million PA system in it. It is absolutely the dog's bollocks.
Oh my God.
It is absolutely stunning. It is. We are so lucky to have it. And we've been invited to play it on the 26th of September.
With Sancto Sanctorum?
Yes, so a big goth covers band, doing lots of goth songs from the 80s and 90s, etc. We reached out to them and said, hey, we're interested in supporting you. Didn't expect to hear anything back. And then out of nowhere, email comes through. Do you want to support us at the fire station?
Yes.
Damn right.
Right. Give us it.
But what makes it even more special is one of the reasons we got the gigs is a couple of our fans who'd seen us at our early gigs were at the Sanctum Sanctorum gig last year, ambushed the band, and said, you need to get these guys on to support you next year.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
So that makes it even more special.
The power of the fans.
Yeah. So big up, massive thank you to Graham for that one there, because he nagged the band, and I think he put in a few good words for us. So thank you for that, Graham.
Good, rightly so. Thank you. This is the whole kind of thing of that's how you do it. You don't ask, you do it. It's Shy Ben's. It's Shy Ben's.
Exactly,
okay?
exactly. And you have to put your best foot forward, and you can't be a shy Ben. You have to pester somebody, and don't be afraid to throw it out there.
So it can only get a no. At the end of the day,
so we are officially absolutely bricking it playing in that place, because that will be the biggest venue we've ever played. I mean, last year they just about sold it out. It was absolutely rammed, 800 people. So that will be an interesting one.
Do you find it nerve-wracking when you go on stage, even though you're so experienced?
So personally, 5 minutes before on stage, I'm absolutely breaking it.
Yeah.
And then when I get on stage, I'm absolutely fine. I'll just get angry. When I get off stage, leave me alone for 5 minutes. I need to come back down.
Right.
That's how I deal with it. That's how I work. Mick is just Mick. He just plows through it. He's not fussed one bit. Josh, I don't think he suffers from nerves at all. But no, we do it in our own different way, shall we say. So just before we go on stage, I need to be left alone. I need to be in a little corner to myself. Don't talk to me. I'm fine. And then when I come off stage, don't talk to me. There's my bass. I'm going to go in my little corner. I'm fine. Leave me alone.
And then you'll come out by yourself.
Then I'll come out by myself when I want myself back down. But yeah, I am officially bricking that one.
It will be fine. You will. It'll be absolutely fine. It will be absolutely amazing. And then you have Carpe Noctum Festival at Carpe.
Yeah,
Noctum
so we're
Festival.
looking forward to that one. So that's a special one, that one, because Carpe Noctum, one of the longest running goth nights in the country, is the venue where it really all set things off for us. It was our third ever gig, and it's the gig that opened up so many doors to us. And we're playing for somebody, Howard, who I've got massive respect for that man. So yeah, really excited about that one. We're supporting a band called Westerner.
Yes.
So that will be good.
We're supposed to be. They're incredible as well.
They are, yeah, really good people as well. Really nice people, them guys. I remember last time we played with them was at the Black Bull and Gateshead, and I ended up on the floor having to fix the guitar setup as he was playing, which was an interesting experience, as I'm plugging in and unplugging wires as his wireless system had failed on him when he was playing Bless the Plug.
Oh, shite.
Yeah.
That's live music for you. If we haven't all done something like that at some point. Yes.
I mean, I've fallen off the stage before, Kirsty. That was a good one.
Where was that? Was that a while?
Oh. There's like a foot wide gap at the side of the stage, which I didn't know was there. And nearly, yeah, that was good.
Did you get back up? That's all that matters. You got back up.
Yeah. Ego's slightly bruised, but it's fine.
Yeah, it happens. I have seen. So, I mean, obviously, when you're a live music photographer, you only get the first 3 songs. People don't know this. You get the first 3 songs, right? That's your contract. That's it. Sometimes you only get 1, depending on who the band is. Sometimes you're not supposed to be in there at all, and you still go in. That's interesting when that happens. But first three songs. In that first 3 songs, I can tell you no list of disasters that I have seen. My favourite was when I was photographing municipal waste. It was at a festival.
God, heavy.
Right? Oh, incredible. Heavy. Incredible life, right? The lead singer decided he was going to make a run for it for the audience and misjudged between the stage and the barrier. and just went straight in between. Security had to try and catch him because he just went straight in between. Absolutely epic show. Everyone was cheering. It was the best thing ever. No mistake on stage is ever too bad because all the fans will do is cheer, especially in
Yeah.
the UK. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this one I wanted to come to, but I'm actually working a different festival this day. The 1st to the 11th, Shadow Factory at Whitby Goth
Yeah.
Fest.
So that's going to be absolutely amazing. That so we've been invited to play our first ever Whitby Goth Festival at the Shadow Factory and supporting Ashbury Heights. So that will be absolutely amazing. Really looking forward to that. It's somewhere where we've been wanting to get into for a
Yes.
while. Um, so yeah, that's going to be good. That one there. So massive respect for Jay putting us on for that one there. So thank you, sir.
Honestly, well done on picking them. Ashby Heights are slightly different sound to you. They're more dancey.
Yep.
However, I adore Ashby Heights, and I have seen them live. I saw them at Resistance Festival this year, and I managed to have a little chat with them afterwards. And they are not only amazing live, they are amazing people, and they are very passionate about what they do. I'm quite big on my Swedish music.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big thing that I'm about. They're obviously from Sweden, and they are so calm and so lovely. They know they're good at what they do, but they're not brash about it. They're there to perform, and the sound is different. So if you ever hear Ashby Heights on stream or record, they sound very, very dancey. And while they've
But
got a
then
heavy
different
kick.
live. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a
Yeah.
kick. You'll enjoy
I mean,
it.
that's half the battle curse, isn't it? It's playing with good people. I mean, some of the nicest people. I mean, I remember when we played Corrosion Festival, and prior to that, we played a gig in Gateshead at the Strip Goth Club, and we played with a band called Basm for 2 gigs back to back
Yes,
from
yeah.
America, and two of the nicest people you've ever met in your entire life. I remember sitting backstage at Corrosion Festival, just talking to them, and the bass player was telling us stories about when she was young, about working with Courtney Love, etc., and just getting on with people like that. I mean, that's really that's why you do this, is to talk to people and make memories, etc., isn't it?
Yes.
Um,
It's
so no,
about
really looking for that Shadow Factory gig. I mean, I'm already booking gigs in for 2026. I can't
yes.
tell you where we're playing because they're not being announced yet. But our big focus for next year is we're going to try and do more what we call our away days. So playing around the
Yes.
country. So far I've got 5 festivals booked in already.
Yes.
Um, so that's the plan. Is we're going to do less local gigs and more national bigger gigs, if that makes sense. So trying to hit those big festivals.
Come on,
Um,
Resistance. Just
we're
saying.
working on it. I mean, when we played Corrosion Festival, I mean that's opened up doors.
Yes.
That opened up doors for potentially Germany, playing with some of the big festivals over in Europe next year, maybe or the year after. We don't know.
Mirror Luna,
Um,
here you come.
so we shall see. But no, it's crazy, Kirsty. It really is. I
you,
mean, I
you
think
you deserved it, and you've worked for it, and not just for now. You've worked for it a long time of your life. It's just you allowed
no, thank
a
you.
break. Yeah.
I mean, it's increased our profile nationally, but we've also started to increase our profile internationally. I mean, this week alone, I've had to turn down 3 gigs in America, which is nuts. And just respond, I'd love to, but there's no way we could afford to go to LA and play. There's no way we could afford to go to middle of Florida and play, because the current situations, etc. But no,
Your
I mean,
time will come fit that sort of
it
international.
will. I think it will. I mean, we've gained very rapidly gained a reputation as we've been one of the hardest working bands on the scene. I mean, I
Yes.
think this year here we'd played 12 gigs, and one of the bands we played with had played their first gig of the year. And I was sitting there going, well, why? Why have you only why is this your first gig of the year? What surely this is the reason you're doing this, is to make live music, is to play in front of a crowd. Bands need to play live.
It's important.
It
It
is.
is,
It's
it is
it's so
important.
important. It's the fun bit. I mean, yes, it's absolutely nerve wracking, but it is the fun bit. That endorphin buzz when you go on stage and then come off stage and then don't sleep when you go home that night. That's that's why you do it. Um,
I think
yeah.
was it I think it was Priest, did 116 shows in 1 year.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, 116.
Bloody hell, that's nuts.
Notorious for performing live. And I think that's the reality of it. I think you've got to, if you want to be in the States, you've then got to do 50 or 60 shows in the States in order to justify £1,000 plane
that's the
tickets
thing.
over.
We're doing this for fun. We're not doing it to get signed. We're not doing it to make money. I mean, our album, we made a loss on that. Every copy we sold, we lost money.
Right.
So we sold them live.
You're not supposed to do that, mate. I'm sorry to break that.
You know, it felt right. It felt right. Every copy we sold live at a gig, we lost money on.
Okay.
We lost £8 on.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean, that record we only originally meant to make it for us, so we got 3 copies made for us, but people wanted it, and then we didn't really save any copies for ourselves, which is crazy.
It's a great record though, and it deserves to be out there. And I'm not just saying that because I can't. You know, I'm not great at bullshit. It deserves to be out there, and like you say, people did. I mean, what Vision Video, there was a Black Rain T-shirt in the audience. No, like that is where you are at, and you know, being brutally honest with you, you deserve to be playing Whitby Goth Festival already. You deserve to be playing these festivals, and you should be playing more and more as it goes. You know, I need to see you live fully, but I've heard live. I've heard the recordings of live. You can't pull recordings live like that if the band doesn't sound like that to start with.
I'll let you in on a little secret, Kirsty. Do you want to exclusive?
I love an exclusive, thank you.
So there was a American-based record label,
right?
Who shall remain nameless.
Okay.
Who has found out that we have sold out of the album.
Okay.
Who wants to do a second pressing.
Okay. Speak to me after.
So it shall be good.
That will be good. That will be good. But speak to me after. No, that's good, and that is really good. Right, I'm going to come on to something else as we waffle all night. Yours and the band's Nerdy Passion. Seeing as this is Nerdy Up North, and even though they keep thinking I've disappeared because I only produce a very minimal episode every now and again, it's quality, not quantity.
Nothing like
that. Yours and the band's Nerdy Passions. No Warhammer. Come on.
Trains. We all like trains. Like, literally, we all like trains. Mick goes out and takes pictures of trains. Me and Josh love trains. We're even planning an away day to York Railway Museum to go and look at trains.
Yes.
Absolutely honest. There was a gig picture that I'll send you of Mick wearing the British Rail t-shirt at a gig. Not a word of a lie, Kirsty. If you're able to, jump onto our Instagram account. There was a gig picture of Mick wearing a British Rail t-shirt.
Oh, wait, come on, let's see if we can do this.
Let's see. I'll see if I can find it.
Let's see if we can get it right, because this is trains.
Right.
I never thought that would
jump on our Instagram. On the 6th, whatever it is, the 6th grid thing.
Right.
Real. Is there a picture of Mick on there with it on? Or is he not wearing it?
Hang on.
No, that's the Corrosion one. Come on, I will find it.
Just us, just scrolling Instagram.
We'll find it.
Find it.
There you go. Right, okay. I'm going to send you it now.
Right.
2 seconds.
So I take it because if you've not been down to York Railway Museum,
then... I love it. I've been there lots of times.
I know you'll have seen the Mallard then.
Yes. So, right, yes. I've just sent it to you on Instagram, Kirsty.
Yes, you have. Right, here we go.
So click on there. Right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 slides along. Okay. Little Golding's gig. Mick is wearing his. Thank you.
There we go.
I mean, that's dedication for you, isn't it?
Right. You need a show. You need a gig
at the Railway Museum.
You have to do it. Either Locomotion at Shildon or the York one.
I do like Locomotion.
We love Locomotion. I've got a little boy who's into trains. It's not me. I'll eat them too. But we do like that sort of thing. That's so cool.
So trains, there you go. There's your exclusive. We all like trains, and that's our nerdy passion.
No Warhammer this time.
Nope, they're cool. Although I do Warhammer. I do Warhammer.
And I remember.
I still do what well I used to, not recently, but I still do.
Not recently.
2 seconds, shall I show you?
Yeah, go on. Why not? I don't care. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's immense. Oh, yeah.
So that's my nerdy passion as well.
That's 3 in a row. That's Black Orchid Empire, Vision Video, Black Rain, but we're mainly trains. Mainly trains.
Mainly
Yeah,
trains.
but steam or diesel?
Steam.
Steam.
Steam. Has to be steam.
Has to be steam.
Much more interesting. More working parts.
Yeah, industrial.
Industrial.
Very Sisters of Mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if Andrew Eldritch likes trains.
I think so.
Do we think? I think so.
The drum machine. What was the drum machine called?
Dr. Avalanche.
Dr. Avalanche. Yeah. I mean, that's very drum. That's very train-like, isn't it?
Yeah. I bet. There's got to be a train connection there. There has to be.
Regular repetition. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. This is why I shouldn't drink gin live. Maybe.
You've only had one glass.
It was a double, thank you very much, and I haven't drank for
Kirsty,
4 weeks.
I've done the entire bottle.
Oh, piss off. Maybe you should sample a train on one of your songs.
It would go horribly wrong.
How? How can that go wrong?
Because I pressed the wrong flipping button. I pressed the wrong button. It would like that would end in disaster. The number of times we played a gig and we've played with a band using electronic samples or electronic synths, and it's went wrong for them, and there's nothing they can do.
Yes.
I'm not going to touch it with a barge pole. What goes wrong for us? A lead comes out, I kick it back in, it works. A cymbal stand falls over, I pick it back up, it works. A microphone stand falls over, we pick it back up, it works. That's basically it.
But here is the age-old thing, right? You get loads of people on Instagram and Facebook who slag off electronic music, and they've forgotten that it can be harder if you get it out there and you have to perform it live on stage. The shit that can go wrong with that, it isn't just a MIDI cable. The stuff that can go wrong with that is horrendous. Crazy.
I mean, we very rarely play gigs with other bands that got drummers. We frequently play gigs in the scene with bands who are using like a backing track, like drums, etc., and synths in the background, etc. And their soundtrack will last 90 minutes.
Yes.
Our soundtrack lasts 90 seconds, 2 minutes. We'll play half a song. That sound okay? Yeah, good. Thanks. Fine.
It's true.
It's so true. It's so true, and the number of times that their set has been damaged because something has went wrong technically for them it's crazy, and you feel for them, and there's nothing they can do.
There's a lot to be said for old school, but there's also, I love the progressive nature of how digital, not AI. I'm just going to say that, not AI. However, the digital to influence and some of the samples and stuff like that, I love all that. I find that really fascinating, especially when stuff appears in a single and then I've got to go and find out what it is. It activates something in my brain. I've got to go hunting for whatever film it is or whatever soundtrack, or a little bit like, do you remember Velvet Acid Christ when they did like their samples? They had like loads of stuff going through, like different. And one of them was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Right.
And I was sat there one night watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and I was like, shit, it's that. It's that. That's what it is. I love that. But you cannot put any downer on the original way of playing and just a general 3-piece. Like a little bit like Black Orchid Empire when they were saying they're a general 3-piece. They're live, they're fresh, they're ready, they come out, they plug in, they've got original drums, the ready guitars, bass.
Well, the way I think of it, we're like that classic, like a modern take on that classic post-punk sound.
Yes.
That's what we are. With that classic take on it, and I think that's what makes it just a little bit different, is that we're looking at the past but making it new, making it our own. And I think that's what's ended up where we are right now.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what I like about it. You've managed to create something in a scene where it's so easy to copy or manipulate, or you've managed to create something new and different, and that's good. That is good. Right, lastly but not least, before I keep you any longer, I always ask this. You can ask me anything, any question you want. You can ask 2, yes. I will consider you my friend, yes. Don't break my rules, thank you very much.
So 2 questions. Well,
I'm leaving them in.
I would have said go get more gin, but
I'm not even drunk.
You've run out of gin. You've now got Coke.
I'll do.
That's not going to work.
I'm not going downstairs.
Text somebody, bring you some more gin up.
No, they're busy. I'll tell you what, we'll try it. We'll try it quickly. Hang on.
Oh, this will be impressive, Kirsty.
Do you think?
If he brings you some gin up?
I bet you he doesn't, and he'll just stick it around the door if he does. Hang on. I'm just gonna have to leave all this in. Can I have another gin, please?
Make it a large one.
Recording in progress.
I bet you've never recorded a podcast like this before, Kirsty, have you?
No, I usually cut these bits out, but I'm just not going to. In progress. Pants, please. There we go. Now, I bet he doesn't pick up because my husband's notorious for not picking his phone up. Right, go on. We'll see if it turns up.
So, my 2 questions.
Okay.
You used to be very active back in the day at taking pictures of gigs.
Yes.
Are you ever intending to return to this?
It's in my mind. The 2 biggest problems that I have with this is, and I'm brutally honest about this, I have spoke about this many, many times, I'm actually class disabled now. So when I used to be able to climb up and down stages and stuff and get on my hands and knees in a pit, that isn't necessarily as capable as I used to. So I would need to figure a way out of doing that. However, yes, I have considered it, but I'm scared, is my honest answer. Yes. And I don't think I'm good enough anymore. I think it's changed. I think from what I was a very raw and ready kind of hiding.
They're doing these swirly things now, aren't they, when they're taking pictures? What the hell is that?
Yeah. I mean, I love it.
Kirsty, we had some young lad. He was 17 at college doing photography. He did all of our press shots, etc. And he did some of our live shots at little buildings. And the stuff he was getting, I'm like, how the hell are you getting that, son?
Yeah.
He's like 17-year-old. He barely started shaving. I'm like, how the hell are you taking pictures like that, kiddo? Like, absolutely amazing pictures. I'm like, you've got no right to be taking stuff like that. You're 17-year-old.
But this is it. So I was active from what? 21, 22, right through till sort of I was 27 when I left so there was a fair chunk of time there. And when I say I was active, I mean I was at gigs every 3 or 4 times a week, festivals, living in fields. I photographed Motorhead, Machine Head. I had a contract where I could have photographed Ghost at one point. There was all sorts of things, opportunities came my way, and I had to leave quite abruptly from the scene, which looking back worked out okay, so that I could work out my health and stuff. That was fine. Yep. But what I did was I had a very old digital camera or a film camera at the time, and I was thrown in a pit that was metal, and it maybe had 2 or 3 lights on. There was none of this stage lighting like we have now, none of this high bright LED. There was a lot of smoke machines about. I mean, God, when I photographed the Sisters of Mercy, Jesus wept. It was 2 red lights and a smoke machine, and I was like, I am not going to get a single picture here. I was like, if I get a picture from this show, I will eat my own hat. And luckily I did. And no, I didn't eat my hat. But it was ridiculous. Like, when same for Paradise Lost, that was the same. It was all dark lighting. I saw them
a couple of years ago. They were a damn good band live.
They're coming again in...
I know.
Should we go?
Yes.
Okay.
Promise.
Promise. Let's go see Paradise Lost. Incredible, but the dark lighting. Now I think the lighting has, not to discredit any of the new photographers, because I'm not a gatekeeper, and I will help and trade with anybody, and I wish them all the best, because some of the stuff that I'm seeing is fantastic. It's changed, the game's changed, and I don't know if I could go back.
They even like rubbing their lenses with their finger and stuff like that to smudge the lenses.
Yeah. Whereas I was Mrs. Protect my lens at all costs. Shit. I remember. Sorry, I'm waffling. I went to see, which festival was it? Sonisphere. Do you remember Sonisphere when it happened? Yeah. Right. So I got a press pass for that, and I travelled down, and I took my gear with me, and it was torrential rain. it was torrential rain. And the lens I had at the time, at that point, which doesn't sound a lot now, would probably cost me about £500-600. And I had to take it backstage and get one of my friend photographers, hi Seamus, not seeing it's a long time no see, to get a screwdriver out and release the lens so that we could drain the water from it, because it was so wet, it was getting into the camera, it was in the lens, and I had to literally leave my lens to dry out in the backstage area. And it's never really been the same since, but it still works. The same as you used to get warnings, so you used to have to sign disclaimers before you went into a lot of shows to say that if you get any sort of pyrotechnics set on your fire or gear, or you are literally, that is it, you are signing this waiver, we won't pay for it if anything
I
gets
get blown
damaged.
up, I'm not going to sue you.
You get set on fire, you can't sue us. Goth, I ended up covered in fake blood, and my hair was green for a week after that. The Opeth have a band called Bloodbath. I don't know if you remember that. They were around for a short while. Opeth are back now, aren't they? They've just played Brutal Assault. That was the same. We had to sign a disclaimer for that one because there was fireworks and fake blood. That was at another festival. I think that was Bloodstock. So it's not, the game that I would be entering now is not what I remember. So I am scared to do it. Do you think I should go back into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think you should.
Okay. Well, then maybe in the next couple of months I'll start bringing that little camera back out and we'll see what we can do.
Just dip your toe in it first, start doing press shots, and then see how it goes from there.
Okay. I will do it.
There's plenty of bands out there that would kill for decent photographer, take some decent pictures of them.
It's been a long time. But yeah, go on. Yeah, I mean, I trained in it.
But you don't forget though, Kirsty, do you?
No, I still do.
I remember coming back but playing bass after 25 years off. Those first 4 weeks, I was literally learning how to play bass again. Mm-hmm. Literally learning how to play bass. The two of the lads were sitting there going, what the hell have we let into this band? But you soon get back on the horse, so to speak, don't you? And learn how to do it.
Yes, massively so. Same when I picked that back up again after little man was born, yeah.
That's now my second question.
Go on.
When are you going to start playing that again, properly in a band?
I don't know. Should I?
Yes.
Okay. Cheers to that. We'll do it. Uh-oh. Did I hear something?
Gin.
No, I don't think it is. Oh, man. No, he hasn't put in my text message. He knows not to bother us.
Definitely start playing bass again. Get yourself in a band.
Okay.
And do something.
Okay. I think now that my little lad's getting a bit older, I think it's easier. I think the time constraints are hard.
When they're little.
When the
kids are little, it's hard, isn't it?
You can't do it as much.
I found that as well.
Now you've got now yours is playing in a band and your other one. Yeah. Now you're having.
To be fair, she's part of the reason I started playing bass again. I picked my bass up to try and help her learn to play guitar, and within about 2 weeks gave up because she didn't need my help. The kids. I actually think the kids actually got perfect pitch. She can listen to a song once and then play it again.
Creative genius.
Which is pretty nuts, but never mind.
It's incredible, and I think it's incredible, and I think from anybody who watches this, because this is an 18 plus, I can't have Hannah on. But if you do get to see trivia, and you do see them, go play, go see them play, because I think to support younger people in music is really important, because and this is something that I learned from a long, long time ago. Bands that I was photographing in small venues, really young, living out the back of their van, touring the UK, are now playing massive venues, and they're doing really well, because if you support younger artists and you support the youth of today, we'll have better bands, we'll have a better music scene, we'll have better production rather than this general, and this sounds awful, the general shite that can be mass produced.
Well, it's manufactured noise, isn't it, Kirsty? It's just generic manufactured crap.
Hugely.
And it's boring as hell, and it's got no edge to it. It's not creative, it's just bland, and it's background music. Yeah.
Hugely. And I find that really hard. Some of it is good. There's a few people, I mean, I do like Lady Gaga's new album. Mm-hmm. It's quite interesting. But
But you've got somebody there who's mainstream, but pushing the boundaries, isn't she?
yes.
And
But
every credit to her that. I mean, I don't like what she does, but credit to her because she's pushing. She's not just making generic background noise that you'd hear in the supermarket. She's doing something a little bit different.
yes. And I think that's what we're missing. A lot of it is now. I mean, it goes back to the old 80s stock Aikman and Waterman, doesn't it? There's
Mm-hmm.
still that whole control over it, and you just hear too much of it, and it's just shite. It's not for
I mean,
me.
I read a book on was it the Factory Records,
Yes.
and that was so eye opening. That just to what impact that had on the artists, etc., under that label. That was a massive eye opener. That.
That is what I saw a lot of, bands signing to record labels, musicians then their stuff
But
getting
I think that
changed.
in the current day and age, you don't need to sign to a record
No.
label. Back when we were younger, you had to sign to a record label to get music be heard by people.
Yes.
Now you don't. I mean, when we launched our album, literally on every day, I was taking 20 CDs down to the post box to post all around the world. And I mean, we were sending records to America, to Germany, to I even sent a bloody record in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, half the CDs have ended up in Germany.
But that's good. Germany has this amazing scene, this incredible scene for. I mean, it takes Spartan Warrior. They're huge in
I
Germany.
mean, massive
Yeah.
respect to like one of the promoters over there, Carsten,
Yes.
who saw us at Corrosion Festival, big German bloke, lovely, lovely man. He promoted our album when we released it, and literally over half our CDs have ended up in Germany.
But that's
Absolutely
good.
nuts.
This
Absolutely
is
nuts.
this is where you're going to see it change because of the industry that you are in, and this is why when I do these podcasts, I don't taking bands like this on lightly because of the scene, the punk, goth, post punk, because it is so in demand. But bands to get it right, to do it right, I think you have to have a lot of experience under your belt.
But I think
You
it's like the Bandcamp, Kirsty. You can do it now by yourself. You
yes,
don't need to have a label underneath you. You can do it by yourself with Bandcamp. With
yes,
things like Bandcamp, you can get music out there. You can get it all over the world now.
and that is, I think, the most important thing. Bands don't need to do what they used to do.
No,
But that's strange at the same time to me. I still find that very strange that can happen. Like you say, if we go back to what we were saying before, the whole social media thing. For me as a photographer, I used to have to then find different ways of distributing it. Now all I need to do is set up an Instagram
yeah,
and
exactly.
publish it. And
Instagram, Facebook, and you're sorted because Instagram will now post to your Facebook.
mm-hmm.
Takes seconds.
It's mad, isn't it? It's really crazy. It is really crazy. But look where it's got you. Fine. I mean, like you say, you've come close numerous times, and you deserve success. You've worked
Oh, thank
hard
you.
for it. You've really been a part of the music scene forever. That sounds awful. I'm not calling your age out, but
I'm
you,
old.
you're not that much older than me. You helped me find my way. I mean, part of the reason I'm sat here now is because I used to come to your DJ clubs and hang out with you.
Thank you.
It's as simple as that. So you deserve that success. You deserve the big festivals. You deserve to be seen as the band that you are, and you deserve the credit for the amount of work that you're putting in. And the music industry is fucked. There's no two
Oh,
ways to put
totally.
it.
Absolutely
It's
screwed it is.
it's
But you
completely
don't make music to make money. You
you
make
can't do it
music
anymore.
because you have to make music.
It's
You've got
love.
a you've got a creative spark, a creative fire inside you that you have to do to make music. You have to have that outlet.
Yes. And for
And
anybody who is making money,
good on
know
them.
that you are doing incredible.
Yeah. Good on them. If they manage to make money out of it, great. We certainly aren't.
Yet. Patreon, my friend, Patreon. Get yourself a Patreon.
We need to not sell records at a loss. Not allowed.
Don't sell records at a loss. Get Patreon for those fans that adore you, right? And get yourself on the road even more. I mean, not that you can get yourself on the road much more than you are, but like you are doing it. I don't even say you can do it, you are doing it. Look at the 3 gigs you've got coming up. It's huge.
Yeah.
And next year's going to be even bigger.
No, next year is going to be crazy, Kirsty. I mean, I can't tell you the gigs that we've got next year because they're not being announced yet.
What we need to be doing now if you are a fan of music, is giving bands like this the shot rather than paying 60, 70 quid for a ticket on bands that you may have seen before. I'm not saying don't support them, or, you know, just because they're big and they're popular. You need to be going to local venues. You need to be trying to see as many local bands as you can, and as many smaller bands as you can. Those £10, £20 tickets that you see going around for independent bands are the most important lifeline you can give to a band in any way, shape, or form. Buying a t-shirt, buying an album, showing up even if you can, even if you can't, commenting on their social media. We've highlighted in this one how important social media is. It's vital now for bands to make it. And even if they're not doing it for money, even though you're not supposed to sell your CDs at a loss, Scott, you're doing it for love and support them anyway. That's my waffle. Anyway, is there anything you want to say to any of our viewers?
Just have a good one. Thank you very much.
There you go. And I'm going to say behave, be good. And if you can't behave, don't get caught.